This is just in. Hurricane Helene has reached a Category 3 and is now just hours away from making landfall. Here's a live look in the Tampa area where they are getting hit with the outer bands of that storm as it makes its way across the Gulf of Mexico.
Welcome to 3 News at 4. Helene is just starting to show her potency right now along Florida's Gulf Coast. Soon we'll shift to have an impact here in Northeast Ohio, though. We're going to have more on that, on the local impacts in about 3 minutes.
Yeah, right now, though, we turn to a city in the direct path of the storm. NBC's Jay Gray is in Tallahassee, Florida. And Jay, what are you seeing? What are you feeling out there?
Yeah, Matt Christie, we are actually in between some of those very outer bands right now, so a little bit of a break from the rain, but just looked at the radar. I expect we'll see the rain start to kick up again in about 15, 20 minutes or so here. Look, this is a storm that, as you mentioned, is now a major hurricane, a Category 3, and it's still building. It's still intensifying. And think about the footprint of this thing. It's got a wind field of about 500 miles. This is a giant storm. It's churning toward the west coast of Florida. The entire state of Florida will be affected by this storm. No matter where you are going to feel this impact. It's going to have winds well over 100 miles an hour at landfall. And then just look at some of the words that the weather agencies are using. That'll tell you what they think about Helene. And they're words we don't normally hear. I cover a lot of these storms. You don't hear things like what the National Weather Service is saying right now. This is one of, and I'm quoting here, the most significant weather events in the modern era. The National Hurricane Center warning about those winds and about what they call a catastrophic, deadly, and unsurvivable storm surge along the coastline. They could see a wall of water in some areas 20 feet high. So this is definitely a very different hurricane hitting an area, by the way, that's seen now 3 hurricanes, if you include Helene, over the last 13 months. So they are still working to clean up from some of the other storms as they've got the biggest one now barreling through. We expect landfall sometime between 8 and 10 o'clock. But again, that warm Gulf water just acting like rocket fuel, Matt and Christie. So it's building, it's speeding up. We could early up that landfall just a bit, but it's going to be a very difficult night into the early morning. And you guys talked about it and talked about the scope of this thing. You're going to feel some effects of this. In fact, FEMA says this is definitely a multi-state event. This storm could have enough staying power to still be at hurricane strength well inland as it crosses into Georgia. At least 6 states will likely see tropical storm force winds. 9 or more states will feel the effects of Helene. This is a big storm.
Wow. Okay. Jay, we appreciate you breaking that down for us.